Mind of the Meanie is now an exclusive brand partner with WWEshop.com. Pick up all your favorite new merchandise from Roman Reigns,
Acknowledge me,
Cody Rhodes,
I have to finish the story,
LA Knight,
let me talk to you,
and more using our exclusive link in the show notes. Click below and show your support today for your favorite WWE superstar at WWEshop.com.
Yeah!
You know, Meanie,
What's that, Adam?
we hear this a lot. Every CBD company tells you that their product is the best. With quality control measures like lab testing and QR codes now becoming the standard, it can start to seem like all CBD brands are the same, but I'm here to tell you something, Meanie. They are not. Knowing what makes certain brands better will help you spend your money more wisely and have more confidence as you incorporate CBD oils, topicals, capsules, or gummies into your own wellness routine. And that's why we're proud to partner with Green Road CBD as an official sponsor of Mind of the Meanie. And Meanie, I know you're a longtime user of Green Road CBD. How has Green Road CBD helped you in your life?
Let me tell you, Green Road CBD is a product I've been using for years. And when we started Mind of the Meanie, I always was like, let's get Green Roads as a sponsor because I use them almost daily. Whether it's the gummies, you know, to take care of the aches and pains of 30 years of wrestling, the topical solutions that help my knees, help my back, help my elbows, help my shoulders. Green Road CBD has done everything to help me maintain a pain-free existence from all the years of wear and tear as a professional wrestler.
And to me, Meanie, that sounds like the Green Road's difference. And it comes down to a really few important points. They're just part of the reason that they've won industry awards year after year, earned thousands of five-star reviews, and have heard countless stories from customers just like you about the impact that those products have had on your life. So Green Roads is led by a compounding pharmacist with 25 years of experience helping her community getting healthy. For her and the entire company, it's more than just a job, it's a mission. And not all hemp sourcing is equal, Meanie. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. But they select their hemp from high-quality American farms, and also not all lab testing is equal, which is why they use an accredited independent lab to conduct full panel tests on every single batch. And that's why Green Roads is an original manufacturer, not just a quote-unquote white label brand. So right now, you can go to greenroads.com, Meanie, and save 25% off of your entire purchase. Wow. 25% off of everything, Meanie. That's huge. And all you have to do is go to their website right now, greenroads.com, and use promo code MEANIE at checkout. It's 25% off your entire purchase by using promo code MEANIE at greenroads.com. Own the day with Green Road CBD, and we thank them for sponsoring the program.
This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie! What's on your mind?
But most importantly, we have, I want to say guest, but he's not a guest. He's a friend of the show, friend in real life. My friend, your friend, all of our friends, Mr. Giovanni Hamilton, better known as Gio the Podcaster. Gio, how you doing, my friend?
Guys, I am doing fantastic. It is great to wake up on a Saturday morning and see your lovely faces, so I'm excited to be here.
We are so glad to have you here, sir. Thank you for joining us. It's been a long time coming. We appreciate you having you on here. So whenever you ask anyone, if you're listening to this show and you're asking yourself, who's the third man? It's not Hulk Hogan, sir. No. It's Gio the Podcaster. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. We appreciate you joining us. And welcome to the show, everyone here. We got everybody piling in from the Pod Squad and from One True Sport here. Thank you for joining us. Meanie, it's always great to see you, sir. How are you on this rainy, snowy... There's snow in April.
Well, as I look out the window, it's a little gloomy. I haven't looked out there yet. I didn't know it was snowing, by the way. I'm ready for the warm stuff. Yeah. I'll put it. That's what she said. No, I'm sorry. Oh, God. I'm
Get all of our comments out of here.
Happy. Me and Mrs. Meanie are back from Ireland.
Yeah.
We had a best of. We had to Ask Meanie last week. We pre-recorded. We're back from Ireland. Feeling a bit better. Unfortunately, Mrs. Meanie's sick at the moment. So that's the price of traveling overseas and flying on a flight when a lady coughs her head off for 6 hours from the row behind us. But other than that, we're fine.
Dude,
we're fine.
You know what? I told you, man, last week or 2 weeks ago, rather. Or no, it was last week. Wink, when we did the show together, I have my mask here, and I'm going to get those inserts to put inside of it to fly on the plane. Like, stare at me all you want. I don't care. I'm not trying to get sick this year at WrestleMania because you know what happened last year? I was hospitalized, and I don't want to do that again, and I'm not trying to have that. But, no, I mean, I'm glad it looked like you guys had a blast. I was following the trip the whole time. It looks like you guys had a great time. Very excited to get started here. Back to see you again, sir. It's WrestleMania week.
Yes.
Happy WrestleMania week to those to celebrate. Gio, I got to know off the top, good sir. Yeah, and a pleasant Baba Booey to you, sir. I got to know off the top, what are your plans for WrestleMania week, brother?
My brother is in the Army, and he's coming home for WrestleMania to watch WrestleMania with the fam. So I'm super excited. I am excited, to say the least. Haven't seen him since September, so wrestling has always been a big thing in our household, and for us to be able to hopefully see John Cena, a traitor, get backstabbed at WrestleMania by Cody Rhodes, we're excited, to say the least.
I gotta say, man, I your promo skills are second to none, man. Meanie and I had a great time watching the video. That was very impressive, and I felt the anger for you because I know my oldest son. His name is James. He's 11. And he was super pissed when John Cena did what he did, sold his soul out to television's Rock the Dwayne Johnson. Tell me how you're feeling now, a couple weeks removed from all that. How'd that make you feel, pal?
Yeah, made me feel angry and betrayed, and I don't know how you can go against your word and your morals for, decades at this point. Mm-hmm. I've been watching John Cena since the 2000s, and ever since I was a little kid. And to go back on the never give up, the hustle, loyalty, and respect. The guy is a bum. Mm-hmm.
Dude, it sounds so weird. I've been watching wrestling since the 2000s, and I would do anything. What are you, 17 now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Turning 18.
I would do anything to be 17 again, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I told you this before, and I'll tell you again. Don't grow up. It's you're at the perfect age right now.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. I honest to God, it's so funny you said that. I'll be 40 this year, and I was just thinking about that. I was like, God, I would do anything for like another hour as a teenager. Just have no responsibility whatsoever, just to enjoy myself, man.
I was indestructible when I was 17, man. Dude. Just I'll be 52 in May. So,
wow.
But yeah, man, going back to your promo, man, you posted that online and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is great.
Yeah.
And I thought right away, ironically, I've been watching LFG, the show on A&E with Bubba Ray Dudley, Undertaker, Mickey James, and Booker T, I said, right? And they would just they had an episode about promos. I said to Bubba Ray Dudley, I sent him the link to your promo. I said, can we get him on LFG, Team Bubba? And Bubba, watched it, and then he sent it to Dave LaGreca over at Busted Open. And the next thing we know, you're on Busted Open the next day. How was that experience?
Oh, that must have been cool.
Yeah, that was great. That was one of the coolest experiences I've had, and one of the coolest wrestling experiences I've had. I know me and Bubba connected a few years ago on Twitter, and to be able to come back to him and celebrate Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes is about to give John Cena the biggest butt whooping of his life.
You're damn right.
So to come together and we're all celebrating that. It was awesome.
Dude, WWE needs to have you do like a vignette of like you cutting a promo on John Cena in praising Cody Rhodes, because I see all these talking heads on WWE, and it's the same 5 talking heads. We need Gio the Podcaster on WWE TV going, John Cena, and show your promo and
slow motion belt drop into the trash can and everything, the whole 9.
Dude, I watched Gio's promo, and every time he dropped the belt, the cutoff point was so perfect. I popped every time. I was just like, yeah!
I love it.
It was so well done. I mean, you're so fortunate, man. Like, when I was a kid, I had aspirations of being in wrestling, being in entertainment. I used to do my own little radio shows in my bedroom that nobody else heard. And then my local radio station, and when I live in Atlantic City, had a DJ for a Day contest. So I had this little boombox called a Star Studio dual deck, where you could take the vocal, you slide it over, take the vocals out, and you can supposed to sing with it. I never did, but I would do my own little radio shows, and I sent in the tape. I won a contest to be DJ for a day, and there's no evidence of it out there anywhere. But here you are, a 17-year-old kid, broadcasting to the world, and you've had some amazing guests. Like, speaking of John Cena was your first interview ever.
That's amazing.
And here you are 10 years later, as a kid, as a grown-ass man, I should say, doing amazing things. Do you look back at that first interview you did with Cena and think of how far along you've come and go, man, this is just the beginning?
Yeah, I think so. Just because when I was that age, my dream was always to be a football player. And I wasn't at the age where I had the concept of, okay, I have medical challenges, I can't do this yet. And so I hadn't come to that realization, but meeting John Cena and interviewing him kind of lit that spark in me that was like, okay, this really could be something. And I know that helped my mom tremendously, just because she never wanted to tell me, oh, you can't play football. And so me finding my own route from that point forward was definitely a help for us. And I think honestly, if I didn't find interviewing and I didn't find that passion, I think I would have wasted a lot of years kicking myself for not being able to play football. And so, I mean, every interview that I have, it's such an honor for me to do, just because it's something that I love so much.
You have this is like the ultimate cheat code, though. Some people don't realize they want to do what you're doing until later, and you've been doing it 10 years now, and you're 17.
Yeah.
So you got a leg up on everybody. You got, and you got so many people who you can go to. I mean, I've seen you on Chris Long's podcast. I've seen you with Rich Eisen on the NFL Network. And then, you're here on a wrestling podcast, talking wrestling. You're multifaceted. There's nothing. I think the world is your oyster. Or as I sometimes say, the world is your ostrich. But, dude, you have the ultimate cheat code. And, breaking news, I'll hit the sounder. You're going to come to Philly to go to college for communications.
Nice. Congratulations, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited to move out to Temple in August. Nice. and get my feet down on the ground and get to every Eagles home game. I mean, the sky is the limit in Philadelphia, and I'm so excited for it.
Wait, Meanie, do you hear that in the distance? Hold on, guys. Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
Fucking game day. Game bird!
I had to do a quick little edit there because, you're a young man. But it's going to be bird season soon. I heard also, I saw you were at the Super Bowl this year, too. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was at the Super Bowl.
Tell me all about that, because that's unbelievable.
I'll start you guys from the beginning. So we wanted to get to the Super Bowl just for like the moments leading up to it in the week, just to get the interviews going. And then we were going to fly back on the Wednesday before the Super Bowl. So we flew out the Sunday before, so exactly a week before. We get there. We're there for opening night on Monday. And I mean, millions and millions and millions of views. And then we just kept going with that on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, before we got to the airport, I actually lost my credential. So I had to... I mean, this adds to the story. It makes it a lot better. Okay, so I have to say, we ran probably, I think it was, because I looked down at my Apple Watch, it was like we ran 10 miles to the credential center to get the credentials and back to the hotel where the Eagles were doing their interviews. So, I mean, we're drenched in sweat for these interviews, but we still we killed it, we did it, and then we get to the airport and we're just smelly and sweaty and everything. We can't wait to get home, and so we fly out Wednesday night, and then on Thursday I'm just getting settled in, and I look at my mom and I said, "Wouldn't it be ironic if somehow, some way, there was a way to get to the Super Bowl and we just flew home and we may have to go right back out?" And she said, "No, it'll never happen. You know the chances of that?" I said, Mom, I just spoke it into the universe. Now it's going to happen. Right. I mean, we got an email and someone wanted to send us to the Super Bowl. And so got 2 tickets. And then, oh my gosh, the flights and everything, it was $2,000 for flights. And it was so bad. And the hotels were so bad. We stayed at a 2-star motel.
Nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that all the lights are working. There's nothing wrong with that. 2-star hotels are good, man.
There was something wrong with it.
I was going to say, there always is. There's always a light out somewhere. There's always a weird hole in the wall. There's always something going on. What's happening?
It was bad.
As long as there's not a chalk outline, you're good.
There's mold in the air conditioning. There's bugs in the shower.
They always have the weird smell from the air conditioning unit. What are we doing here, guys? Yeah.
Yeah, and then so we went to the Super Bowl, and I mean, I was confident all day, but once that Coop interception happened, Cooper DeJean taking it to the house, it was done. It was done.
Man.
So you being in the house, what percentage of Eagles fans would you say? Was it 80-20 maybe?
Yeah, I would say, so when I was walking in, I'm surrounded in this Red Sea, and I was honestly terrified because, I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but the loudest game ever in NFL history was the Chiefs, and Chiefs fans are just as rowdy as Eagles fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
so I've heard.
Respect.
Huge fan base. Respect to them. But, I mean, once we sat down, I'm on the Eagles side. So I'm behind the Eagles sideline. Nothing but green everywhere. And I'm looking around. I'm like, were those 100 people? Was that the only Chiefs fans here? And so it was crazy. I mean, where I was sitting, I was right underneath where the suites were. And I mean, I can send you guys a picture. Kevin Hart was 2 rows behind us. So I mean, it was crazy.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Electric.
So it's the Cooper DeJean pick six. Was that in the stadium? Was that the moment where you knew the Eagles kind of had this?
Oh yeah. Because I think a story that I always love to tell is that Cooper DeJean told me earlier in that week that he was a fan of me since he was in Iowa. And I mean, from that point forward, I was like, no, we got this in the bag. This is meant to be. And so to have that moment and to connect with him after the game in the press conference about it, I mean, electric. There's no sporting event that I have ever experienced like it. And I remember my coolest moment, which, I mean, this is a Mind of the Meanie exclusive. I've never told this story before.
Hit the button. Hit that button.
There we go.
All right, so we were going from the press conferences. So the way that the NFL sets it up, sometimes it's a little wonky. So it's like all the players in one room with like 8 different podiums. And then you go to another huge room where they're passing the mic around to everyone. And it is the MVP, Super Bowl MVP, and the head coach. And I had no idea where this was. And so I'm trying to find it. And I catch Jalen Hurts walking out of his press conference right as he's about to go back to the locker room with his cigar in his mouth. And he just goes, Gio. And we have a high five. And it was just like the coolest experience ever, just because I've known him since he was a rookie, and I had him on my podcast when he was a rookie, and everyone doubting him and me and him connecting on that. And then to be there with him after that, oh my gosh.
That is amazing.
I have to make a correlation here, if that's the right word. 2 years ago, the Eagles faced the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and had that heartbreaking loss. And at the post-game press conference, you, sir, were the last question Jalen Hurts took. And your question, probably what the most poignant question, got the best answer out of Jalen Hurts. To the point where when they were playing the Super Bowl previews of, that, your question was in there, and I heard your voice. And the fact that, you got to ask Jalen the last question of the worst loss of his career to that point. And then you're telling a story about how you saw him during the highest point of his career and we were able to give him a high five. You, my friend, have lived, you're only 17, lived a pretty cool life, my friend.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I think that just the coolest thing about sports is the connections that you get to make. So, so amazing. So amazing.
That's awesome, man. What a story. We got a lot of fans here, too. I want to give you a quick shout out here in the group chat. We have our pod squad and our friends from One True Sport. Aaron Atherton is in. Hey, Blue and Goob. Good morning, sir. Good morning, gentlemen, to Mass Sanity here. Aaron says, I'm pretty sure, I think he meant that he missed a word there. Giovanni has bypassed friends. He's family. That's right. That's exactly right, sir. Jesse Brown, new pod squad member. Nice to meet you, sir. Dwayne, shout out for the Philippines. It's 10 p.m. here. You should be in bed, sir. Why are you still awake, man? Aaron says, growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Take it from the two of us, kid. We are. There's no grown-up stuff here. You've heard the fart noises on the board, right? Mass Sanity says, after hanging with Meanie and...
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
After hanging with Meanie and Bubba before Kiss at Madison Square Garden, Bubba Ray told me that he wasn't going to mention me at all and busted open, and to his word, he didn't. Thank you for sharing, sir. We appreciate you. Mass Sanity also says you're going to Temple. AEW does their shows at Temple. Over the Leocor Center. Lucha Lechozo's here. Lucha, thank you for joining us, friend. Lucha. We go. Where's the one question here? Sean Plitcha. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I'm probably not. Gio, you're awesome. Have always loved your passion for what you do. And the sky is the limit for what you can accomplish. So cool to see you on here. You are an inspiration to many people out there. Look at all the love you're getting here. Good, sir. That's awesome. Thank you for the comments, sir. Gio, like I said, man, again, a happy WrestleMania week to those who celebrate here. And I want to know, man, we're going to give you the opportunity, good sir, to give your picks on some of the top matches for WrestleMania 41 happening this weekend as you listen to this weekend from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, good sir, are you ready to run down? Actually, I should say, are you ready to give us your picks for WrestleMania 41?
Let's do it.
All right, man. So I'm going to start at the top here. One of my favorite matches, one of the ones I'm looking forward to the most for a lot of different reasons. Main event, Jey Uso challenges Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who are you going with, Gio? Who do you got on this match?
I've been watching Jey Uso since I was a little kid. I got to take Jey Uso in this one.
That's the right answer. It's good, sir. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship.
I got to go Charlotte Flair.
I feel like that's the right answer. I don't know. I think she's really been giving it to Tiffany during the promo battles, and they had that really uncomfortable one recently last week, which was like, oh, boy, this is awkward. But I feel like she's been getting the best of her. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that feud in general?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great feud, and I think it's just hard to bet against any of the Flairs, honestly. So I think Charlotte's going to take this one home.
Yep. Los Angeles Knight as the United States champion versus hometown hero Jacob Fatu, one of the coolest dudes in the history of the world. It's his first WrestleMania, guys. His very first WrestleMania, and he's challenging for a singles title in WWE.
I have to bring this up. We had an MLW event here in Philadelphia, and invited Gio and his father out, and they came out to the show and brought him backstage and was introducing him to the wrestlers. And Jacob Fatu was there, and I hadn't even approached him yet, but Jacob Fatu went out of his way to like jump over bags and all kinds of to come over and meet Giovanni, and they had a really cool experience. And it's something me and Mrs. Meanie will never forget. How Gio, Jacob came over to Gio like immediately. I didn't even have to ask. Hey, I was like, hey, I got a buddy here. I was going up to people. Hey, can you come meet my buddy? And Jacob saw me and Gio just standing there, and he moved heaven and earth to come meet Giovanni.
Oh man, that's got to be amazing, right? Like that's just so cool. Yeah.
I mean, the best, and that's why I got Jacob in this one. So I mean, great guy. I'm excited.
I love it, man. Yeah, I was gonna say I know, and friend of the show, Muscle Man Malcolm. Is very close with Jacob Fatu, and we're both like, there's no answer here. It's not even going to be a match, Gio. It's going to be a bloodbath. He's going to destroy LA Knight, and he's going to have a great reign with that. Let's see what else we got. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Who you got on that one? That's a tough one.
I'll go Naomi.
Yeah. I think she's got a great character right now, doesn't she? She's really killing it, man.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, the one I feel like we're all waiting for here, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Pepsi Phil, Chick Magnet Punk with Paul Heyman in the corner. Who do you got, man? Who do you got on this triple threat?
It's really hard to go against Roman Reigns. It is really hard to bet against that man.
I don't know, man. I think there's a swerve coming. I'm not sure. Meanie, if I may give you a volley, good sir.
Sir. Hello, sir. May I have a moment, sir?
If I may suggest something to you, Daisy Dukes, I think would be best. I think I don't know, man. I feel like Rollins is going to take this one. I think the story is going to be.
My prediction. While we're all looking at CM Punk versus Roman with Paul Heyman and Punk in Roman's corner, what if he's really in Seth Rollins' corner?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I think there's a big swerve coming. I think he's going to be in Rollins' corner.
You watch Roman and Punk in that one segment, and Rollins is off in the background just laughing. Yeah. Like he's probably like, look at these two, fighting each other. Little do they know, Heyman's in my corner.
That's those are our highlights for night.
Rollins, sir. If I may have a moment, sir.
It reminds me of the time Sabu came out first in the shiny pants, and I said this could work. We love doing Paul Heyman impressions here, sir. All right, so that was night one. That's your night one rundown. That'll be this Saturday, April 19th.
How many matches is that?
There's a couple here. Actually, you know what? I'll give you the other ones here too if you want. We got the War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Team Championship. Who do you got on that one, Gio?
I love the New Day so much. I gotta go with the New Day.
I think they're going to get the titles at this one. They're long overdue, even though they're heels.
Oh yeah, not
a fan of the new gimmick, but I think they're going to win this one. And then this mysterious luchador, who's appeared out of nowhere, El Grande Americano, who's definitely not Chad Gable, by the way. He's definitely not. Versus Rey Mysterio. Who you got on that one?
Man, it's like this WrestleMania is really pulling at my heartstrings just because it's like everyone who I grew up watching. So I gotta take Rey Mysterio in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to find out exactly who El Grande Americano is during that match here. But Mass Sanity's got a good question here. As good as the Punk, Reigns, Rollins story is, would it be better if it was Brock instead of Rollins? That's a good question. What do you think, Gio?
I mean, it's CM Punk. It's CM Punk at the end of the day. So, I mean, I love CM Punk and grew up watching him. And I think it'll be really sentimental to watch this match just because my brother's coming home this week and CM Punk is his favorite wrestler of all time. So, I love it the way it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think. What do you think, Meanie? You think it would have been better with Brock?
Well, there's history there between Rollins and Roman. You know, it goes back to the Shield, and when you think about it, Punk is the one who brought Reigns and Rollins into the WWE. And Dean Ambrose, the Shield was originally supposed to be with CM Punk before Punk left for, all the reasons we know now. But there's Brock's okay, but there's history here because, Punk brought Reigns and Rollins into WWE. Rollins and Reigns have history within being in the Shield. So I like it the way it is.
Which, by the way, we missed the Shield. The Shield was like peak wrestling for me.
Yeah, I mean, them and the Wyatts were tearing down the house, man. They're having great matches,
Yeah,
that's why I love. It's just, just when I went to WWE in '98, I'd love having matches with the Hardys and the Brood because we were all around the same age. We all liked the same music. And we just, bonded, so to see the Wyatts and the, the Shield come in together and have those, tear down the house the way they did.
Yeah.
Special. And, here we are all these years later and Rollins and Reigns are in there with CM Punk at, in a three-way with Paul Heyman.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing. There's a part of me that does wish that Moxley was still in the company, though, if he hung on just a little bit longer, just hung out a little bit longer, because I feel like the dynamics between Rollins and Reigns are so deep, right? But there's a part of that story that's still missing for me, right? Imagine the storyline that they'd be able to tell as far as whether they call him Mox or Dean Ambrose or whatever, but the part of that betrayal, how cool that would be if they were able to tie that in together. Like nobody cares about me, right? I'm just here. That'd be amazing.
Yes.
So, all right, let's get to night 2 here. Gio, let's get your predictions here. Let us know in the comments what y'all think about Gio's predictions here, because I want to know who you guys think. All right, so we're going to start at the top here. So the 7 matches on night 1, meaning I believe there's going to be 7 on night 2. However, we're still waiting for Randy Orton's opponent, which, dear God, please let it just be Nick Aldis. Please let it be Nick Aldis. But, let's start at the top here. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Who you got there, Gio?
I love Bianca Belair. It's got to be her.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the right move. I think because, as you know, Rhea's never beaten Io before, so I don't think that streak's ending here at 41. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
This is a tough one for me. I think Logan Paul is just such a great performer, but AJ Styles too. I think this one will go to Logan Paul.
I would say so too, especially with the build they got going on with Karrion Kross. I think that's going to pay off at some point with AJ Styles. Because they have the matching hair now. I'm not sure if you've noticed their hair is very shiny and straight. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Match just set last night.
Liv Morgan has to be one of my favorite female wrestlers of all time. Love watching her wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to take her.
Braun Breaker. This one is one I'm actually looking forward to the most on night 2, besides the main event. He is amazing. And there's 141 and 2/3% chance someone's getting speared out of their shoes. But it's Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. Fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. What do you got, man? This is a close one here.
Man, this is, Finn Balor, which, I have a story about Finn Balor. A few years ago, I posted something about, I think it was actually me and you at the expo and me doing some interviews at the expo, Meanie, and Finn Balor had left a super nice comment under my Instagram post. And I've been Finn Balor's biggest fan ever since that point forward. So, yeah. I'll stick with him on night 2.
There you go.
What do you think, Meanie? Who do you think is going to win that one? I got to know, because these are 4 pretty incredible performers, man.
A little useless knowledge. I was in Finn Balor's hometown, first night into Ireland in Bray County, Ireland. So that was pretty cool. And every time I'm there, I send him a little thing, cheers, But yeah, man, I might have to go with Finn Balor too. I might have to agree with Gio on this one. I love Braun Breaker, but something about Finn, yeah, I have to go with Finn Balor. Yeah.
I'm gonna join the two of you here. Finn Balor. Actually, Finn Balor and I share a barber in Pittsburgh, rather, if I could say that word. 10th Ward Barbershop is the spot that we both go to while we're out there. And one of my first media events with WWE was SummerSlam 2023, and Finn was a part of the media row. And I'm talking to him, and I bring it up, and we're talking about it. At the end of it, he goes, I can't do the Irish impression. He's like, where did you get that hat? I was like, oh, I got it from, so I have this black hat that's got 10th Ward on it. I was like, oh, I got it from Kane. He goes, well, you tell him I want one. I was like, okay, you got it, man. You got it. You got it. I'll do whatever you say, man. You got it. So shout out to Finn Balor and to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop. But I think
Finn's all class.
He's a great guy, man. Just a wonderful dude. But I think I hope that he'll be the one. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight.
Drew McIntyre is another guy that I have a story about. I was going through a pretty rough time where I was having a few surgeries a year, and Finn Balor or Drew McIntyre took the time out of his day to send Meanie a video for me that Meanie passed along to me. And I mean, all class from him. And I mean, what a top tier guy. So, I mean, I'll stick with him too. I feel so biased just because, I know these people.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
I'm biased towards Gio because I know Gio.
Right. I think, I think Drew McIntyre's overdue for an actual proper WrestleMania win, right? Because he's 36 was kind of a, he still won the championship. It's still an important moment, but it was in front of no one. And, he got robbed of that. And then last year in Philadelphia with the Damian Priest cash in, I think it's going to be, Drew on this one. But the match of the evening, sir, the real main event, it's the American Nightmare, Pastor Cody Rhodes against that turncoat, that dirty, rotten scoundrel. And Gio, if it makes you feel better, I know he's a lousy person now, but he is going bald. So if that helps you at all, it's definitely something that, that'll help you feel not so bad. John Cena, who do you got on this one, man?
I got to show you guys something because the trash can is still here.
What?
The belt is still in it. So let me grab it.
You got it,
and
dude.
then I'll give you my final answer.
As we wait with bated breath here.
That's right, man.
Look at that wall.
Seriously.
Let me get back situated here.
Man, that is an impressive Eagles wall, sir. That is amazing. There it is.
Still in here. John. We'll do it again.
Oh, man.
The trash man has been a little delayed, so he hasn't come yet. I'm still waiting. Need him to take out the trash. But John Cena is going to get clobbered in this one. Mark my words.
Gio's letting that marinate, the belt in the trash,
Yeah.
Get some extra flies in there.
It's starting to smell, so.
I want to say it's going to be Cody. I feel like Dwayne's got something up his sleeve here, After what he did to Blue Meanie a couple of years ago in catering, that to me is, something's wrong with this guy, right? And
for those who don't know, Gio's not brought up to speed. One time, The Rock crop dusted me in catering at No Mercy 1999. So, I still haven't recovered. And I smelled what The Rock was eating. No, I'm sitting there enjoying my lunch.
Just minding your own business. Yeah.
Just eat my food. I'm like, I smell my plate and turn, and there's Rock sitting right next to me. He goes, I'm like, oh, man. And,
You can never forgive him for that.
That's my beef, man. You can't forgive something like that.
No.
Beef right in my nose.
No, I don't know, man. I think Cena's going to take this one, and it's going to be a very disappointing end for a lot of people at WrestleMania.
Don't say that.
Meanie, what do you think, man? Where are you at on this one?
I can't see them taking it away from Cody just yet. I'm thinking maybe I still think the whole Cena thing might be a swerve, but I don't know. I'm going to go with Cody on this one because I can't see them taking the belt off of him a year. Of course, he's been over a year, but WrestleMania being the anniversary, I can't see him losing it just yet.
I'm very excited to see what happens. I'm hoping that this is a swerve. I really do, but I can appreciate Cena's commitment to the bit here. But WrestleMania 41 this weekend from Las Vegas, Nevada, and Meanie, actually next week,
yes,
our live show, I will be in Vegas recording with the Blue Guy. Doing a live show.
I won't be in Vegas. You'll be in Vegas.
You'll be in Philadelphia. Right? What I mean to say is that I'll be there. You'll be here in Philly, and then we'll be recording together. But it'll be like
I'll be holding it down here in Philadelphia.
A 3-hour time difference, sir. But I'll be live from Vegas, all the way from Brad Feinberg's house out there in sunny, beautiful Vegas.
Nice.
Doing a show for everybody to enjoy. But good sir, thank you for your predictions. And again, tweet us your thoughts on the predictions and what you think.
Thank you for your time, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate you. We have a special segment here. Something we like to do at the end of every show. Something we enjoy. Meanie, sir, I have a question for you.
Yeah, boys.
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
This is a drizzling shit.
I can't remember what regular aerosol was like.
Don't forget to tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on the program. And Meanie, what do you sip? And actually, Gio too. What are you sipping on today, fellas?
I am.
Let Gio go first.
Yep.
All right, so I had to do this. Meanie brings up a good point for CM Punk.
There it is.
We got the Pepsi.
Yep.
We got the Pepsi, guys.
Love it. Pepsi Phil, man.
I have the Bellevue strawberry seltzer.
Yeah. Nice.
That's all fizz to it,
I've been looking for you for the pumpkin pie, man. I can't find anything anywhere. Nate Smythe, Pod Squad member, sent me a whole a picture of a giant pallet full of the Bellevue over there, but I was like, if it's not pumpkin pie, it's nothing, man. I don't want it.
I stretched that out for a good year.
You did? Gio, I'm serious. He bought it in bulk. I think it was like November, December. Do you remember? Of 2023. And I swear to God, man, through the entire, almost all the way up to the end of the year, I think it was like Halloween, he had pumpkin pie seltzer through, and it was just like, I can't believe this is still going. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. But I in honor of our guest today, usually I get the cheap, I call it something else, but I'll save it because I'm not going to cuss in front of you. I get the cheap crap from Aldi, but today, sir, I got the finest. I went and splurged a little bit, got the actual sparkling ice, the Starburst cherry flavor. So thank you to you, sir, for joining us.
Let's get our drinks ready.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and crack them, boys.
There we go.
There she is. Pinkies up. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff, guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Actually, we got a couple questions for Gio today. Whew.
Yeah, man.
A little seltzer kiss. It's tickling.
Let's do it.
Stings the nostrils. Someone is channeling my good friend Muscle Man Malcolm here. Shout out to Muscle Man Malcolm. If you don't follow him, go check it out now. He's a wonderful guy. Had a great viral moment with Rock at the Elimination Chamber, asking him this question: Giovanni, what is your Waffle House order?
I've never been to Waffle House.
What?
I've never been to Waffle House in my life.
I'm extending an invite to you, sir. The three of us with Malcolm, because you got to do it right. If you're going to go to Waffle House, you got to do it. So, Meanie, I'm going to save that question for you later on because Malcolm wants to ask you. I'm going to let him do the honors there.
Not next week, but in 2 weeks, I'll be in Indiana for Square Circle Expo. Giovanni's coming out. There is a Waffle House right across from our hotel. So we might have to.
Let's hit it up. Let's go.
There we go. There we go.
Let's see what else. Thank you for the question, Baus. We appreciate you. Ask Gio, who from the past would you like to interview?
That's a great question.
Yeah, man.
That's a good one. I think my dog's answering right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
You're good, man.
It's all good, my friend. It's all good. We're pet lovers here as well.
I know. I got my own dog last summer, and I mean, he's a handful. He's crazy. I mean, a mini poodle. Who thought a mini poodle could have such a crazy personality? But I mean, he thinks he's saving us from every other dog, but he's really not. Who from the past would I like to interview? I think my favorite person who I've ever wanted to interview, I think it would be Brian Dawkins.
Yeah.
Former Eagles player, current Eagles legend. I mean, I think the guy could bring, I mean, he does bring the heat, but I think he could bring the heat on a podcast. I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with me, then you know I do a hype video speech before every Eagles game.
Yes.
And I think to have the opportunity to do a hype video with Brian Dawkins would be electric.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorite all-time players too. You know, being a fellow Brian and all. You know, so
I am hopeful. Anybody out there listening, let's work on this for Gio because that would be flipping amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Got our last question here of the day for the blue guy. Ask Meanie why Philadelphia has such weird parking. Angled parking near McCuskers, not legal, but accepted. Parking in the middle of Broad Street. What's up with that?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Before the angled parking, double parking was legal.
Oh, my God. Nothing worse, man.
If you park next to the curb and somebody boxed you in, it was perfectly. You would literally have to drive up on the curb and go down to the end of the corner and drive off the curb.
It's true.
That's why they brought in the angled parking so they could go away with the delete the double parking. So, but parking in the middle of Broad Street, I think I can't think of who, but there was like a councilman that kind of said, this is okay. I don't know. I forgot who, but you know, that's the lore that, you know, you can just park right in the middle of Broad Street on the island, on the painted section. But, you know, where I live, I mean, parking in South Philly should be an Olympic event, you know. I don't care. I'm coming from some friend's house 20 minutes away. A drive that should take me 20 minutes takes an hour and a half because I have to look for parking.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't.
And not to mention, on your way to the parking spots, you just because of potholes.
You have no clue. Right now, it's even worse because they're digging up every street in South Philly. Yep. I feel like I'm on the Indiana Jones ride. Going up and down with the potholes. You know,
Gio,
who do I send the bill to? You know,
let me tell you something, Gio. This is a true story. I had a friend of mine that I've known him for almost 25 years. His name is Kurt. He lived on Gillespie Street in Northeast Philadelphia. So you'd have to get off the Cotman Avenue exit on 95, okay? In 2004, they started the construction at Cotman Avenue. Do you know that whole area is still under construction 20 years later?
Yes.
They took Cotman Avenue, which was nothing wrong with Cotman. It was 2 or 3 lanes one way, and they were like, let's turn it into 2 ways. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? And now 95 is all jacked up, and that whole area, wherever that is, right by the fart factory there, whatever that's called, when you look at the skyline on 95, meaning, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's like, the whole section. But I learned how to be an expert parallel parker in Philadelphia, in that specific area, because if there was no street parking, you're parking on the curb and on the sidewalk. Let me tell you something. I had a Chevy Blazer for a long time. You give me that car is like this big, get a spot like that big. We're getting that car in there, sir. That's what we're doing.
I'm learning how to drive, and I have to say, like, I am dreading driving in Philadelphia. Like, oh my gosh.
Just be like, the best advice I can give you is just be aware. Like, just always be thinking like 3 steps in advance.
Yeah, you got to keep your head on a swivel. I always look two cars ahead to see what they're doing, because that means, whatever. Oh, I'll teach you about.
I was going to say, we'll teach you all about it, sir. But Gio, I want to say thank you for joining us, sir. And it's that good time of the show here, Meanie. It's that time, fellas. Gio, we want to thank you for being a part of the show, good sir. We appreciate you. Where can everybody keep up to date with all things Gio related when they're not listening to this show or your show, sir?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Gio the Podcaster, all one word, no spaces. And I am on there probably more than I should be. I am always on social media, so I mean, you guys will always find me. And if you guys love football, you can follow me and let's have a conversation about it. I mean, I talk Eagles, but I just had a prospect who's going into the draft this year on my show this morning. He just came back from Tennessee Titans local day. So, I mean, just because we're an Eagles podcast doesn't mean that we don't talk about everything football. So you guys can keep up with me on there. So
awesome.
You're a professional, sir. You're a professional.
Thank you for joining us, sir. We appreciate you. And then you're welcome back anytime you want to come hang out with us, man. Let me know.
Of course. I'd love to.
Now, Meanie, I got to know, sir, where can everybody keep up to date with all things blue? Sir, blue.
Sir.
When they're not listening to the program.
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support Mine of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mine of the Meanie. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. If you're a bearded fellow like myself, you want to look good, you want to smell good, get the Blue Spruce over there at MadCatBeardCare.com. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton, who does an amazing job rounding up cats in his neighborhood, takes them to the vet, and leaves them off better than he found them. So, a cat lover like myself, go to Mad Cat Beard Care. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters by the amazing Hal Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others that haven't been announced yet, so I'm trying not to spoil them. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or UPW Video Game on Twitter, because I still call it Twitter.
We're never calling it the other name, dude. It's not happening.
Never.
Nope.
The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available right now. All series ones can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type the Blue Meanie in the search bar. You'll get regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there is no wrong choice. To have Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast, book the blue guy, and let's have a conversation over there at podstars.net. And finally, cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, or well wishes. Please book through the site. Don't book through the app. The app takes too much money. Let's go over there and let's make somebody stay a little bit brighter over at cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. If I may have a volley. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. So find me there. You can also check out my work at ScreenRant.com. Just recently, yesterday, actually, I released my conversation with Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
Ahead of the WrestleMania 13 induction, his match from WrestleMania 13 into the WWE Hall of Fame. Go ahead and check that out there. I also got a chance to speak with WWE legend Melina earlier in the week, and a great piece about her as well. So go check it out there. She's, oh my God, just the most delightful person in the world. We were only supposed to go about 20 minutes. We ended up talking 40. She was unbelievable. So go and check it out there, ScreenRant.com. I also have something fun as you're listening to this. I'm recording something today that I can't talk about, but I'll talk about it next week in Vegas, sir. But I'll give you a hint. Dun dun. Let's check it out there, ScreenRant.com. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville on the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Schedule your appointment today with Kane, Jordan, and the rest of the team. And get your haircut looking fresh with the beard line and the hair look. Gio, you should probably stop there before you head to Temple. You'll be all shaped up well, good sir. 10th Ward Barbershop.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie in the Barnard Home for Wayward and troubled youth. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Tiers start, Meanie. I don't know if you know this. They start at $10.
What?
Every single month. And not only do you get to hang out with us every single week, you get a Pod Squad membership card signed in blue ink by the blue guy himself. So go and sign up today. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. If you look above Meanie's head there, if you go to youtube.com/@Mind of the Meanie, you can find our entire archive. We are on year 4 together, good sir. You can catch the early Pittsburgh shows and everything in between. And if you look right underneath Gio there, you can hit us at all of our social media networks at Mind of the Meanie. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Gio, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you, good sir. And Meanie, a pleasant Baba Booey to you, sir. And we will see you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, right here on One True Sport for the Blue Meanie. I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind
Blue World Order
of the Meanie. Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.